The Wood Brothers with us in the Bing Lounge today. Thank you very much for coming in, guys. I know getting you up probably, this is early morning, is it not?
Not anymore. It was when we got up here to drive from Eugene this morning.
All right, so I want to go back, say, early 80s, the Wood House. I've got this picture of hootenannies happening on weekends. Were you turning your brother on? Was your brother, who was turning everybody on to music? Because it just had to have been a musical house growing up.
Yeah, it kind of started with our dad. Our father's a fine guitar player and singer, and was a big folkie back in the day, back in the late 50s, early 60s. So between him playing around the house and his record collection, I think that was our first inspiration.
Was it a folk record collection? I mean, come on, I'm hearing a lot of influences.
I mean, he was in the late 50s. He was, in the Cambridge folk scene, and so he was kind of influenced by all the great music that a lot of the folk artists. So they included blues as well, and folk and all kinds of stuff.
So you guys joined in at what age? I mean, if Dad was always playing, and I mean, would you guys pick up? You didn't pick up a bass first, did you?
No. No, I wasn't first.
All right. So you picked up the guitar, and everybody just kind of joined in, and this is what was happening with the Wood family. This is great.
He started on bass.
Yeah, I actually got the bass. I wanted a bass. I wanted to be John Entwistle or something, and and so I got a bass, and I lasted about 6 months with it, and I switched to guitar. Handed it down, and the rest is history. This guy went nuts with it.
Yeah, you reinvented. To watch you make love to your instrument is amazing, because I've seen MMW twice. Is that all right? Can I say that? Sure. You do it. You reinvented that thing, man. I mean, there's a few. Stanley has done it. There's just a few that have done it, and you reinvented it with the music and the style that you went with, of course, with MMW. But let's go back. I mean, the Fogarty brothers. We've got Chris and Rich Robinson. We've got Luther and Cody Dickinson. How come we didn't have Wood Brothers music at the beginning? Where did that all of it? Was it just because college and music took us in two different directions?
More so just we took separate music paths. I'm 4 years older than Chris, so I left early, and we played a little bit when we were teenagers, and we started out together when we were proficient enough to do so, and then we went our own directions. I actually moved to Atlanta, like now 25 years ago, and my brother moved to the Northeast, and we just sort of had these parallel musical paths that only converged again in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. You've given us some great music, too. No Ways to Lose. I liked it. Loaded. I love Much Better. I mean, Postcards from Hell, that is a whiskey drinking song. And but this one, I don't know if it's just your guys is growing together, because I mean, this is something you could have done at an earlier age but didn't. So now you come together with all these other influences and all this experience that you've had in front of other audiences for so many years. You come together in this third album, or I think it's the third, is it not?
Yeah, third.
Smoke Ring Halo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one is like amped up a little bit, yet still raw. Is that because working with Jim on the producing? But it's just it feels almost more like King Johnson to me. I mean,
yeah, I guess it's just the natural evolution. I don't know. We just sort of
because
it did get a little natural next, It
got a little bit louder. I mean, you're plunking a lot more on this album than you were on the first two.
Right.
Jim just turned it up. That's all it is.
That's right.
What was it like working with him?
It was amazing. He's if people don't know, I mean, he's been doing this forever as an engineer, and the list is huge, and I can't even begin. But we were a big fan of his recordings, and he started producing in the last few years. So we thought, great, and he got his own studio, because he was kind of Rick Rubin's go-to guy for a long time, and a lot of great producers. So now he had his own studio, was producing. And we loved his style. And so we got to do it on tape. We did it real fast, captured things live for the most part.
So this does feel, there's something to be said about analog. This is all analog, right?
Absolutely.
It's all live,
absolutely.
all analog, yeah.
That's why you can turn it up so loud and it sounds good still.
Isn't it fun? There's something to be said about that, isn't there? All right, my man. Well, once again, we've got him at the Aladdin Theater tonight. Oh, I got to ask, who'd the parents love more?
They love Jono.
Yeah, let's give some hands for Jono, too, the non-wood here.
That's right. It's Jono on the percussion and the vocals back here. Jono Ricks.
Once again, Smoke Ring Halo, the new album tonight at the Aladdin Theater. Give it up in the Bing Lounge, the Wood Brothers.